What's up, YouTube? This is Mr. Scrubbert coming at you from Springfield, Missouri. I just wanted to go over a quick recap of round one. Had some interesting things happen. Keep in mind that all my zombie house rules, this is for the zombie Halloween game, all my zombie rules are house rules and they are subject to change depending on if they work well enough or if they don't work well enough. I've already had some people ask for them. So I gave them what I had so far, and I even told a couple of them, like this is subject to change, which I'll go over with here in a minute. So I'll quickly go around one. I kind of got my screen panned here. This is kind of where most of the important stuff happened, besides a little bit in Russia. Basically what happened was we have the Vichy French rule. So France fell, and at the same time, Germany moved into southern France, and southern France becomes Vichy. All these units become a defensive position. They don't move. And then, as well as they also get put, a Free French copy of them get put into a pool that can be used later. I'll get to that. And then for every territory that's French, you roll if it's Vichy or if you roll if it's free. Well, Morocco rolled for Vichy, and so did French Central. Down here in South America, the French territory rolled for Vichy. Basically, if there's a unit here, or a unit in a free or now Vichy territory gets converted to Vichy, and then you take that unit that was free French, and then you put it in a pool as well. And at the end of French's turn, you can put 2 units from that pool into a territory that's still free French. Or if it's a boat, into an adjacent territory of free French. Kind of gives France a little bit almost of a production, kind of. And then it only lasts for, 2-3 turns tops. So it's not detrimental and it's not groundbreaking. And then if you take a Axis or pro-Axis territory from the Axis power as France, and just as France, you get a free unit in that territory as well. Usually that doesn't pay off because you'll lose a unit in the trying to take it. So what happened was down here, this was Vichy, but this was still free and had that unit. He moved in there and took it and got a free unit. And then over here, plane came down, and then a guy attacked from Morocco, Algeria. I basically lost the guy, killed the guy with the plane. Yeah, that wouldn't count then. That'd still be Vichy because I wasn't able to take it. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. Due to my own rules. So basically, that's what happened. I lost the Axis guy, lost it, and then I moved everyone into here. So next French's turn, for seeing this changes anyway, I can move in here and get a free unit. But basically, I put the artillery and a free guy there. And, yeah, so it's kind of some action I've seen with France. It's usually rare to see that. That was Africa, and the other reason I'm pointing to the Med is, I'll kind of hand it over here, is as you can see up here, UK's fleet primarily survived. I mean, they were able to regroup on the north, basically kill off the rest of the wolf packs of the German submarine fleets, and they're kind of holding up there in the north. So they did fairly well. The fleet here, 111, was sunk, but the destroyer transport here and the boats here, well, the boats here weren't even attacked, but the transport and sub here, or transport and destroyer, they survived. So went on, UK there, and then over here, much to my surprise, if you didn't know, in the BBR, which is what I'm playing with, only with an out-of-box map, in the BBR, AA guns can fire every plane that passes over, as well as battleships get AA guns to fire. So, miraculously, I still decided to try to the, Toronto raid, so I came up here. I brought just the fighter from Malta. So, it's the fighter, the tactical bomber, and then everything else from 98 into 97. And they scrambled all 3. They scrambled 2 Italian and one German fighter from Italy. And they ended up only getting 2 hits, and I got the 3 hits I needed for the battleship, and the cruiser, and the basically destroyed their Italian fleet because they didn't want to take any planes. So that went well, and they only got 2 hits. So they sunk the carrier, which all the planes flew back to Malta, and then right over here, the cruiser was lost but the fighter killed the destroyer and transport here. And then in the following turn, the remaining crew, because there was only one round of combat, the cruiser and destroyer from UK retreated here into 99. Because that's the only place they could have retreated to, due to retreat rules out of box. And what happened was, because these are pro-Axis now, the entire Italian Navy chased them and brought a fighter with them, but the UK fleet, or the destroyer cruiser, got 2 hits. So basically, 3 hits, excuse me, and eliminated the entire Italian Navy, except for the transport. That's the only thing living, and then Italian bought a submarine with the anticipation that they'd have more. So, kind of, Italy's pretty much gone with their fleet, and UK, I think that was acceptable odds for UK. So, that was the interesting things that happened. The only other interesting things that happened was some islands were fought over with zombies, and Russia is having some serious problems with zombies. So, kind of hard to tell here. I'll try and pan up a little bit. But basically what happens is, I have the rule where at the beginning of the turn, if there's more than one zombie in a territory, the excess, one always has to remain, the excess will move. So there were 2 here and 2 over there, and they began moving. They can't move anymore. They began moving in the direction of the highest IPC value. Thus, Russia's been cut off from 5 IPCs. Smolensk and all northern Russia up there. This was at the beginning of the game. And this was cool because the zombie here moved into Iraq. I figured that out through a dice roll, because Turkey, Iraq, and Persia all have the same amount of 2. And it fought them, and the way that works is 1 round of combat. And that is the only time a zombie bite will actually infect a guy and convert him into a zombie. I don't have that whole zombie bite phase, or infantry die, become zombies. Basically what happens is, you can do it either way. 4 land units die, converts to 1 zombie across the board per round. Or per turn, every 3 land units that die become a zombie. So I've kind of been playing around with one of those 2. I kind of like the 3 rule per turn, but still experimenting with it. And then I'm starting to think, right now I'd be kind of biased, but I'm starting to think that the zombies need generation if they're left uncontested in a zombie-controlled territory. But that might be a little bit overpowered and sad for Russia. So, what it might be is zombies generate. I can do a zombies generate 1 unit for only 1 time for every newly zombie controlled only territory. So like North Persia, Smolensk, there, and there. Those would be the only ones that counted, because all the contested territories, such as Yugoslavia, or Western Ukraine, or Normandy over here, they wouldn't generate another zombie.